Yo, welcome back to another video, bro. This video is gonna be very personal and just about me. So basically, I'm 20 now, and when I was 15, I started smoking. I grew up in a bad area, where everyone, was taking drugs, smoking, the grass, smoking tobacco, smoking vapes. And my parents, my mom and my stepdad, they smoke. So I always was around people who were smoking. And when I was 15, I had my first cigarette. And then I had some green as well. And ever since, I was smoking every day until a few months ago, where I completely stopped everything. And yeah, I've not touched anything since, which is amazing. And I'm gonna tell you like my whole story basically about it. I'll start off with first time I got high was with my friend, and I absolutely loved it since, and I would do it every day for 5 years since. Not every day, but almost every day. I would always be smoking nicotine every day because I couldn't, stop it. Because even if I went 1 day or 2 days without it, it's like, no, I need it, And yeah, I was always smoking. In my old school, on the lunch breaks, on breaks, I wouldn't be personally buying them. I would always steal from my mum, or well, to be fair, I would buy them for like 50p off people. Yeah, fast forward, like, we'll see, like, from 15 to 17 or like 16, I wouldn't smoke that much, it'd only be like there and then. But when I started smoking the green, and that's when I really got addicted to it. Especially when I moved to the place I live right now. When I moved to school in S4, which is like age 15, 16. And when I started making my own money from my job, that's when I really started smoking more. Started really smoking the green every day, getting high every day. And I would always be around people who would smoke every day as well. I had not been in a very good environment, and that got to me as well, always smoking, always, ripping a bong every day. And I always, when I was in those situations with people that, I'm not friends with right now, I would always think to myself, yeah, like, what am I doing here? This is not what I should be doing. But I still did it every day. I still wasted my money every day. I still wasted my health every day. I wasted so much time and energy on smoking. And through everything I've experienced, everything I've went through, those days where I would scrape any money I would have to, get the green, to get high. I remember when I used to go to school, I used to always like take a cigarette from my mum out of a pocket, and I'd walk to school and smoke. And then after school, I would, meet up my friends for, a joint, some getting high. And that's really what I'd done. And I remember I used to have well, my ex, um, used to, I used to really, really love this girl, but this smoking would really, I wouldn't say it was the thing that destroyed everything, but it was part of it, because I would always waste time, and I'd always like not be with her. I would always be, smoking with my friends and wasting my time smoking with my friends. I remember always go to a shed, to his garage. This, like, if this guy is watching this video, or I don't know, my ex is watching this video or whatever, like, there's nothing, no hard feelings, I'm just speaking on my story. But yeah, I remember I used to go to this guy's garage. We'd just sit there the whole day, bro, and just rip bongs, smoke joints, and yeah, it was just shit, bro. Like, um, I lost myself. I lost my girl. I lost, you know, my parents, or my mom, my stepdad. They weren't really proud of me. I hated as well, like, coming home and smelling of, the green, and seeing in my eyes, and my brother seeing it, and my ex seeing it and shit. It was shit. And it's a place where you can really, really get stuck, and it's a place where you can really lose everything. And it's a place that is really difficult to get out of, but it's very possible with the right mindset and with the right, purpose. Um, but yeah, I remember I would, be smoking every day. Um, got to like 18. 18 was when I lost my ex, and that's when I like really, really, well, see, things, it was kind of mutual, because it just didn't really work out. But when I like got that realization of shit, she's actually gone, I was like, I really just, I wouldn't say I lost myself, but I really just started smoking even more. Like, I would just like use the smoke to kind of make the pain not as bad, I guess, to kind of like escape the reality. Because it's fucking coming back from work or something, and the first thing on my mind is, get high. And then as soon as you get high, bro, it's like you just don't want to do anything, you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, so many people say, oh, I get high and I do so much. Like, yeah, I got high and I did like so much, but there was also a lot of days where I would get high and I wouldn't do anything. And I would eat so much bad stuff for me. And in the moment, that won't really affect you, but years down the line of you consistently doing that will affect you. So, yeah. Um, and then I remember when vapes started trending, I was smoking vapes as well. I was smoking quite a lot of vapes, and I remember we'd always just do like, I had a friend group. We'd always go out, and me and this one friend, who I'm still like, he's one of my two friends, two friends. This guy one. We used to always, be texting dealers like, oh, we need weed, and we'd abandon the group to get weed, and then come back and smoke, and yeah, it was just shit. Like, at the time, yeah, it was like, oh, we're getting high, but once you kind of grow of it, once you realize that it does nothing good to you other than keep you still and it really the you can never reach your full potential smoking weed. So much people say like, oh, I do this, and I still smoke. Cool, but from me, I realized when I stopped everything like that, bro, I only just went up. So of course I have so much, regrets and shit I used to stuff I would like to have done earlier. But that's the whole point in life is you learn from your mistakes and you just keep evolving, you keep growing until you reach a point where there is no falling off, like which I am right now. Like I've not smoked weed in like 4 or 5 months, and I've not smoked anything like nicotine in maybe 2 months now. Um, and I'm gonna talk more about nicotine now. It's like, bro, shit, it's a lot of money. You use a lot of money from it. Um, with cigarettes, cigarettes was kind of earlier in my life, like 16, 17. And then I kind of got sick of them. Not sick of them, but when like vapes started going trending, I guess, that's when I was like, shit, I like vapes. And the vapes are just like, it's crazy because I know a lot of people who used to, clown on me for smoking weed, for smoking vapes. They are the ones smoking the vapes now. It's crazy, and I don't smoke anything now. But vapes are really, really like, they're nice, you know? But they're terrible. 2 seconds, someone's walking past. Right, where was I? Vapes, yeah, fuck, man. Um, I think vapes was the hardest one for me, because it's so nice. Well, it was so nice just to be in bed, scrolling and just, I'm sure if you smoke, you know what I mean. Waking up and then you got that vape right next to you, and it's just, and then you get that nicotine rush. It's great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's shit at the same time. Um, but it got to a point where I wasn't smoking weed that much. I really just said, nah, I don't need this. Like a few months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, when I stopped, fully stopped, I was like, I don't need this. And I realized that because when I didn't smoke, I felt my confidence was higher. I felt just full of energy. I felt like, I was him. And when I was smoking, I felt low esteem. And it got to a point where I would be smoking and I would get like weird little shakes, and I would overthink stuff, and I would get paranoid and stuff. So that's what really turned me away from it. Like, I realized as well, because from smoking it so much, it got to a point where I would be smoking it and I wouldn't really feel anything. That's the thing. And I feel like everyone who smokes weed always, um, they always just chase that first high, because I know the first high was crazy. But it's not like that. Like, when you do smoke it for many years, it's just a coping mechanism. It's like, shit, I need a joint. And it's like, and once you do it, it's like, fuck. You're just lazy, complacent. You're happy where you are because you've got this thing. You kind of escape reality when you're high. But once you, so yeah, I realized like I really don't need it because I felt much better without it, so I stopped. But there was this one thing that was still troubling me, which is nicotine, because weed isn't really like a addictive substance. It's something that can take control of you, like it took control of me and ruined a lot of stuff in my life. You know. Shut the fuck up. Um, but nicotine is a silent um a silent. I don't know if I can say this word on YouTube, but like a silent. You know, it's like you don't realize how bad it actually is until you step back and you stop it, and then you see how much your life fucking gets so much better. It's generally like, alright, so let me say this. I kind of stopped smoking the cigarettes because after a while I actually generally stopped liking them because they were stink and they would generally make me feel like shit. So after a while I was just on the vapes for like the last um last era of my smoking, you know? It was just the vapes. And I remember I'd always be like, alright, it's just these two and that's it. And then once they run out, it's like, shit. I'd get them again. Oh, it's just another two, another one. I'll stop. But it never happened. I'd always be attached to this little thing. But then I stopped using it as much. I started like going to work without it. I started going to the gym without it. And then I would come back home and I would see it. I'd be like, shit, okay, you know, bang. And then I would still feel like shit. And then right after, I'd feel like shit. But I was still dependent on it because after so many years of smoking nicotine, it's a thing where when you don't have it in your body, when your body's like, shit, I need this thing. You've been giving me it for like so many years. Where is it? Your body and your mind just starts going crazy, you know? So I need this thing. But yeah, I got to a point where I said to myself, like 2 months ago, I was like, nah, this can't go on. I really looked around and I remember I was on the bus and I was just, looking out the window and someone's smoking there, someone's smoking there, someone's smoking. He's smoking, everyone's smoking, they're smoking, he's smoking. And I'm thinking, if you actually look around, everyone smokes nowadays. And that's what really hit me. And what really hit me as well, I just really thought of my health and my future and, my kids and everything else. And I really thought to myself, am I really gonna be defeated over this little stick of watermelon ice? I really, really looked out of the, how do I say this? I looked out of the box, the bigger picture. I really thought, for my future kids, for myself, of course, for, my mom, for my brothers, for my future girlfriend or whatever that, I'm not gonna be. I decided I did not want to identify myself as a smoker. I said that I don't want to be this guy. I want to be different. I want to be that guy who has went through so much shit, has done this for 5+ years. And the thing is, with smoking, if you start at a young age, it's generally like near enough impossible to actually stop. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy who stops everything. And I remember, like 2 months ago, I was like, everything I've just said, I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm stopping. And I did not think that I was gonna have the strength to stop. I did not think that I was actually gonna be able to do it. But I did it. I said, no, enough's enough. And I thought of everything I thought of. I really just had to sit down on myself and really thought through, this nicotine thing. Am I really gonna be defeated after everything I've been through in my life and everything I'm going through right now? Is this really the thing that is gonna keep me back from reaching my full potential? No, it's not. So I said, fuck it. Fuck the smoking shit. I don't smoke. I started day one. I identified myself as not a smoker. I said, I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke. I distanced myself from one of my two friends that smokes for a few months, for a month or two. Because I wouldn't really be smoking weed or smoking at all that much unless I got to, with him, I was always smoking. So I was like, okay, well, I need to distance myself from the environment, because I remember I once wanted to stop smoking, but I was always in that environment of smoking, so it was hard to stop being in the environment of smoking. So I really distanced myself and I really stayed alone. I went to work, I went to the gym, I came back home, and that's it. And I'll keep doing that. Day one is alright. Day two, I'm like, shit. My mind was creeping in, like, fuck, I kinda want it. Day three, I'm like, holy shit, it's day three already. And I remember going ChatGPT and going Google and be like, what results and what good is gonna come to me after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months and weeks. And I was reading, I was like, what the fuck? I want that. I want those good things. And the simple thing that I need to do is I need to do less, because to smoke you need to do more. You need to go to the shop to get it and to do the action, so you're doing more. So I have to do less. If you think about it in that way, you have to do less to stop smoking. Okay, so day three, I'm like, alright. And then I remember I was asking ChatGPT and Google, like, what am I gonna be feeling? I was like, oh, I might be fucking withdrawals and all that shit. I kind of got withdrawals. I think day three was, the thing is, it was only like, day three, it was only like a few hours of that withdrawal, of just that shit feeling. But then I got to sleep. I woke up the next day, day four, and then I was fine. And then I done my day again. And I'm like, hang on. Why do I feel free? Why do I feel like I've done it? I don't need this anymore. I've done it. 3-4 days, I've done it. Like, I'm fine now. Day 5, another day gone. Day 6, another day gone. Day 7. And bro, when I was on a week, I stopped on Wednesday and then went to Wednesday again. And when I stopped, it was Wednesday. Like a week later, I was on the bus from work. And I genuinely started tearing up of happiness, bro. I genuinely, in my mind, I was like, fuck. Like, I actually done it. I don't smoke. I don't identify myself as a smoker. So what was I saying? It's funny because my mom literally just came out to smoke. Yeah, I got rudely interrupted, but yeah, I remember I was on the bus and I literally started tearing up because I was so proud of myself. I did not think I would have the strength because of all those past attempts I did try, and I would just relapse straight again after like a day or two. But when I was a weekend, I was like, I feel free. Gently, like I felt free, bro. I never felt so proud in myself, in my life. Honestly, if you are someone who smokes every day and knows he needs to stop, wants to stop, it's so worth it. It's honestly better than smoking for the rest of your whole life. Because if you never stop, you're never gonna get that feeling of being free, of stopping something was that's been, controlling you, haunting you for, however long you've been doing it. It's honestly a great feeling. And I really knew, and I really know and knew I've gotten over it is when, my mom, offered me, a cigarette like a week or two in. I'm like, no. Is when I went to a pub to watch the Arsenal game, and those people smoking and drinking. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, and they were asking me for, you want to smoke? Nah, I don't smoke. I went on a night out, my friend, didn't think of smoking at all or anything. I just drank some, alcohol and done a few dances and had a good time, and that's when, that's how I really know, I've gotten over it, and I've got a good story to tell like I just did. And from my experience and through everything I've been through, the whole smoking thing, I do think, and I hope, and I know it will, that this will inspire whoever is going through the same thing I went through. And I want to help people who are stuck in that cycle. Not I want, I am, I will, help people that are stuck in that cycle of, smoking, that want to stop and live for a purpose and really go up in life, go up to their full potential. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm gonna have a whole Discord. This video is gonna be on the Discord as well. I might make a whole another separate video of a full in depth of my story, because there's still much more to talk about. Embarrassing moments, these moments, those moments that I'm not scared to share, because I've gotten over it and I'll say whatever I want to say now, I'm not embarrassed. But yeah, and if you are watching this from YouTube, we're half an hour in, I'm still talking. Yeah, if you're still watching this half an hour in, respect to you, bro. You are amazing, for real. And if you want help from me on a one-on-one, DM me Rebuild if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching this on the Discord, the same thing, DM me on IG.